Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. Now this is a new series for me. I'm going to be discussing some of the new releases in both the camera world, also the smartphone world, maybe some computers, and discuss it with you guys and girls. I think it's a really good opportunity to discuss both rumours and products that are actually launched. And today we're discussing a new camera from Nikon. If you watch my videos regularly, you'll know that I own and use a Nikon Z50 full frame mirrorless camera. There have been some rumours leading up to this launch, which happened either late last night in the UK or early hours of the morning. And that's the launch of their new Nikon Z50. So instead of this being a full frame mirrorless camera, this is a DX or crop sensor mirrorless camera. I want to discuss with you some of the design decisions they made and also whether this is a good camera for them to release and exactly who it might be for. Now before we dive into this, I want to just remind you all this is a live broadcast, so throughout this video, if you are watching live, you can use the live chat or the super chat to communicate with me and share your opinion on whatever topic I'm talking about. So let's move on. This is the Nikon Z50. Let's show you what the camera looks like. Let's just oh, how are we going to do this? Here we go. My buttons have changed. There we go. This is the Nikon Z50. So a mirrorless camera, nice compact body on this, 20.9 megapixel sensor, up to 11 frames per second with autofocus and auto exposure. Also captures up to 4K or UHD resolution at 30p. It does also do 1080p slow motion up to 120 frames per second with no crop. The 4K gets a 1.5K crop as far as I can tell. A tilting touchscreen, and they are touting this as good for vlogging and video creation. We'll talk to you about that in a short while. And also Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Now from launch there are just I think 2 lenses available. There is the standard sort of zoom, which is a 16 to 50, and then there is also a 50 to 250 millimeter zoom. Both of those lenses have got vibration reduction, or that's Nikon's term for optical image stabilization. There's also an FTZ kit where you get the FTZ adapter, so you can use your old Nikon lenses. Now the FTZ mount adapter, I think at the moment, it's a special offer with quite a few retailers, is available for users to pick up free of charge if you buy the either of the zoom kits. So I think that's a really good option for you. Now I want to discuss with you who this is for. It's got a good frame rate, as we know, so 11 frames per second in a nice compact body. And the DX crop factor means you're going to get extra reach out of those lenses. For photography, I think it does lend itself well to quite a wide genre of photography. So we've got a good megapixel count, which would make it good for landscape photography. We've got a good frame rate, which means it'd be good for capturing your children, so a good family camera. Also good for wildlife, possibly with that long reach lens on. And also good for some sports and action photography as well. It's a fairly decent turn of speed on this particular camera. Also worth noting is the price point, and we'll come on to talking about the video features next, but the price point starts at just £849. I think that is pretty good. You can also pick up the base lens kit, which is the 16 to 50mm VR lens, for £989. And then if you want both lenses, then you're going to be spending £1,199. I think that's a reasonable price. And Nikon cameras as a whole and as general, I've been really pleased with my Z6, are extremely well made. Very good build quality, good optics, good sensors. So I'm expecting to see a lot of good results with the Z50. The trouble I have is when we talk about the video features. So let's just have a little look at what they've done with the screen. I've got a question for all camera manufacturers actually, or if any one of my viewers knows this. Why is it that camera manufacturers, when they create a camera that's very capable in the video sort of arena, struggle with the screen? So we've got a video camera or video capable camera here with a microphone input with up to 4K or UHD resolution, good optics, good sensor, and they tout it as being good for vlogging where you need the camera front facing. And we either see screens that don't tilt properly, or in the case of the Z50, as you can see on the picture here on the screen, this tilts downwards. I don't understand. It tilts downwards. So if you have this on a selfie stick or some sort of monopod or little mini tripod and you're holding it out in front of you, it's going to block the screen. If they've done it tilting upwards, if you put a microphone on top, the microphone's going to block the screen. Why don't manufacturers do screens that come out the side? It can't be a licensing problem. It can't be that a particular manufacturer owns that technology. We've seen it on Panasonic cameras, we've seen it on Canon cameras, we've seen it on other manufacturers' cameras. In fact, have we seen it on a Nikon camera before? We may well have done previously in a previous model. So why not put a flippy out screen on this, one that comes out the side, and then it negates the issue of having either the microphone or the tripod blocking it. Just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, let's take a look inside the live chat. We've got Lucas tuned in live. Thank you very much for tuning in live, Lucas. I really do appreciate it. Let's move back to sharing my overall opinion of this. I think this is an important release for Nikon. Nikon have been sort of falling behind a little bit on releases of new cameras. They did really well. I think they made a really good move with the Nikon Z7 and Z6. And indeed, the Z6 and Z7, their full frame mirrorless, are only a little bit more expensive than this. So you could still look at those two models. Probably not the Z7, that's quite a lot more expensive, but certainly the Z6, which is a very capable camera. I've been really pleased with mine. For photography, it's absolutely superb. The images it renders, the colour, tonality, really very good indeed. They've done a fantastic job. And when it comes to the video features on the Z6, I have been so happy. The lens selection is building on that particular mount. And with this camera as well, I'm not sure if you can interchange the other Z mount lenses with this. It would certainly be confusing if you couldn't. But you know, time will tell. Once I've delved into the details a little bit more, time will tell on that. So hopefully the lens selection that's available for this particular camera will obviously improve with time. Having that FTZ mount adapter helps a great deal because you can use older lenses on this. And I think this was a wise move for Nikon overall. I think they really need to push the boundaries with this. And next time around, when they're launching a new DX sensor mirrorless camera with the Z mount or the Z moniker on it, I think they need to really take a look at, are they delivering the features that people want, or are they crippling the camera in some way? And I think the only negative point that I can really pick up on this is the way they've done the screen tilt coming down the bottom of the camera. Not a big fan of that. Everything else about the camera, I really do like the sound of. Let me know what you think of the Nikon Z50 in the comments section. Please do. We've also had Spadman97. Do they have their own stand that doesn't block the screen? Good question. Downward screen might force you to buy their stand over the competition. Well, I had a look on their website. Let me just check again. I didn't see anything or any mention about having this on their own stand. Of course, it's really difficult. You could have some sort of L bracket on the bottom of the camera, and then you could mount something on the side, but then it's going to be off center. It's going to be quite unwieldy to hold. So I don't think that would be a very good solution unless they had something that came round in a U-type bracket and still allowed you to mount the tripod centrally underneath the camera. I think I've just come up with something that's brand new there. Oh my goodness, can I trade? I can't trademark an idea. Nobody steal that idea. I didn't even say anything about a U bracket for the bottom. Forget L brackets, forget U brackets. But you get what I mean. There would be a way of mounting something that wouldn't obscure the screen. But it's not a good solution. The good solution is to give us a screen that flips out from the side. Anyway, I want to end on a good note. I think Nikon have got a fantastic little camera here. It's well worth considering, well worth looking at. I'm going to try and get one into the Geekanoids studio so that I can check it out. Maybe do a live broadcast with it. I'll reach out to Nikon about that today. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your opinion on this new camera. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video very, very soon.